We get asked all the time, how can I find more clients? Well, that's the absolute wrong question you should be asking. So if asking how can I find more clients is the wrong question, what's the right question? Well, the right question is how can more clients find you? And later in this video, I'm going to tell you the exact moment that you need to show up when your ideal prospect is going to go looking for you and you're going to need to be there. So how can more clients find you? Well, you know your customer avatar, right? You know if they're a man or a woman, you know where they generally live, the area that you draw from, you know their income, you know generally what ages they are, right? The next question you got to be asking yourself is, where do they hang out? Where do they organize? Where do they group up? Where do they go on a consistent basis? What business already has a relationship with my client? What groups already have my client? What organizations, what leagues already have my client? And how can I form a strategic partnership with those organizations? Now let me tell you something, that's kind of the easy part. Everybody can be very good at getting their name out there, like on a one-shot basis and a hit. And that's where a lot of businesses completely drop the ball, where they get their name out there and they think, well, everybody's heard of us, they should just come. That's not the way it works. Day-to-day loyalty and day-to-day marketing is day-to-day consistency for you. So there is the long and the short of marketing. So I'm going to explain it to you the same way it was explained to me by my mentor, Dean Jackson, and he used the idea of an iceberg, right? Not a professional drawing, but it's not bad, right? So what Dean explained to me was that when you look at an iceberg, you only see about 15% of the iceberg on the top. You don't see the massive part of the 85% that's hidden kind of below the surface. And what this represents is this top 15% are the people that are going to come to your gym when you make that initial first splash. When you get your name out there, you get the word out there. And those are the people that are kind of ready to buy at that moment. And there's roughly about 15% of those people. And we tend to think like that's it, or why didn't the rest of these people buy? Well, the rest of these people are somewhere along the buying cycle. Maybe they're gathering information, maybe they need to find out more, maybe they're just in a busy time, maybe they got a lot of stuff coming up, vacations, graduations, holidays, whatever. For whatever reason, this 85%, the timing isn't right at the moment you showed up the first time. So consistency is the key of you showing up and showing up on a consistent basis. So I always use the example of a TV show. If you have a favorite TV show that say is on like 8 o'clock on Friday nights and you're geared up to watch it 8 o'clock on Friday nights and you show up and it's not on and there's no reason why, there's no excuse, you'll be pissed, right? But you have to show up consistently over time. That's how a TV show builds an audience. That's how a YouTuber builds an audience. That's how a musician builds an audience. It's consistency. Now, here is the time that you need to be present when your ideal prospect is going to be looking for you. There's going to be a time where this 85%, it is going to get to the top of their to-do list. The problem that you solve will show up at the top of their to-do list, and you need to be there, present and noticeable for them to take action and to come to your gym. If when that problem gets to the top of their to-do list and you're not present, they're going to go looking for other solutions, and if they don't find you when they're looking, well, you're shit out of luck. So you need to be present when the problem that you solve, when the solution that you deliver gets to the top of your client's to-do list. Another question you got to ask too is when you want to be more present and more consistent, is there a time when the problem you solve becomes urgent for your prospect? So in the fitness business, it's easy, right? New Year's, pre-summer, back to school, pre-holidays. These are times where people start to think a little bit more about their bodies and their weight loss and stuff like that. Those are the times where you want to make sure that you're present, because that's a time it will become urgent for them. It will rise to the top of their to-do list, and you can be there with a solution to a problem that right now is at the top of their to-do list. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how to take those strategic partnerships we talked about and how to make them official deals. Because there's a lot of organizations that people that have gyms and businesses partner with. Those deals are kind of on a handshake and on a quid pro quo, or you help me, I'll help you. And they can go away as fast as they're made. And they can go away usually without any notice. And we've had actual businesses that have lost a ton of business and they didn't even know it because the other person decided that that strategic partnership just was not a good deal for them anymore. They didn't really alert the other side because it wasn't an official deal. So I'm going to show you in the next video how to make all those strategic partnerships official, and it's almost like building a steel cage around your area where you'll be the dominant gym, so that when the solution you have gets to the top of your prospects to-do list, those groups and those organizations that have your ideal prospect will send them to you.